I think my favorite toxic trait is that I really have an issue following rules. Like, I don't like rules, don't like being told to do, but I really am a rule breaker. You know, I'm not a criminal, but like, I don't do too well with rules. And I think the rule that I have the biggest gripe with is the golden rule. And I think we've all heard of it before. We've all been taught this nonsense as kids, that treat people the way you want to be treated. That's the golden rule, right? That's the number one way to be. That is good on the surface. I won't lie. It's fine on the surface. If we lived in a world where everybody treated others the way they wanted to be treated, considering we believe that they want to be treated well, like, you know, some people don't want to be treated well, but anyway, let's assume that everyone wants to be treated well and we all do that to each other. The world would be a kinder place. There'd be no war. We'd have a utopia. It would be wonderful. No one would be starving, you know, world peace. We wouldn't have a trillionaire. Like, we wouldn't, but like, I feel like that would be amazing, but that's not practical. And it's not at all good advice to give somebody when we live in a world where everybody is not going to be good. Everybody is not going to want to treat you good. What I mean by that is, like, if you're a good person, if you are empathetic, compassionate, you are kind, and you want to treat people well, guess what? You're going to believe that most people probably want to treat you well. Most people are inherently nice and kind and want that for each other, right? You would think that. But what about the people who are manipulative, or the toxic people, the selfish people? They probably think the same thing you think. That most people are inherently bad or manipulative or out for themselves. So they are going to engage as such. So if you were to treat this person or make the assumption that this person just has the best intentions or wants best for you, you could get hurt real bad. Like, there are people who will take that and use that against you so quick, like, you wouldn't even have time to see your head spin. So I'm not here for that nonsense. I'm going to tell you 3 rules to keep your self-respect, because that's what matters. That is the golden way to live. Respect yourself and people will respect you. And I'm going to teach you that in 3 rules, because the third one is going to be the most important. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that nonsense. Here we go. Number 1, stop tolerating discomfort just to keep the peace. That's the first one. Whenever your body gives you that signal, that gut feeling, that, ooh, something wrong, that's a red ass flag. You know, whenever you feel that, take that as data. That is important data. Your body is reacting to something that it does not like. Whenever your mind knows something to be true, but your feelings are involved, that creates a contradiction. And that contradiction can be felt in your body, in your nervous system. It feels like a panic attack. It can feel like worry. It can feel like disgust. It can feel like, it can feel like anything that's really just unpleasant. And it'll sit there and you'll swallow it. You'll probably tell yourself, I'm overreacting. This is because of, you know, maybe because I have trust issues, or this is because my ex, you know, they affected me and now I'm just projecting this onto this new person or something. And that could be true, or it could be something really kind of wrong. So I would say never just swallow it down or just tolerate anything like that. If you feel something in your body, explore that with yourself first and then with them. Now, if you reflect on whatever you're feeling and you come to the conclusion that it's not just you, it is, you know, it might be that person and their situation, bring it up to them respectfully, calmly. Tell them just how you feel and ask, you know, curious questions, and don't make it seem like an interrogation, but it's like, if they actually respect you, they would honestly probably not be offended by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good sign that if someone is automatically dismissive or they gaslight you whenever you initially tell them about a concern that you just, you know, just a worry that you have, they don't respect you. Number 2, don't over-explain your no. So everyone knows that no means no. It's quite simple, right? We've heard that. That is an actual phrase. No means no. So how come when you say no, it means no and some other stuff? Whenever you set a boundary and then you immediately weaken it with apology or a long ass explanation that nobody asked for. Or the other way, if someone feels disappointed or they react disappointed in your boundary, or they actually maybe say start to pull away because you set a boundary, or they act disinterested or less attracted when you set a boundary, and then you maybe backtrack or soften it or want to compromise, that's not good. It's not good. It's not good. What over-explaining that boundary does, it basically teaches them that your boundaries are negotiable. You don't mean what you say. In a way, they won't see you as honest. They would be correct. Because if you said no, but you do it anyway, then you just lied to yourself and you lied to them. So don't be a liar. And I know that sounds harsh, or like the way I'm saying it, because I need you to get this. It's so easy to try to do the right thing or want to have boundaries or even think that you have boundaries when you really just trying to manipulate somebody into doing something or getting your way back. All right. Number 3, and it's the most important one. In fact, if I only had one rule, it would probably be this one. No, actually, it would definitely be this one. It would be this one for sure, because it's easy. This was real easy. So simple, but so important. Stop accepting inconsistent behavior, mixed signals, and breadcrumbs to survive. Like starving. Stop. Because what happens is you're basically treating this person, telling this person that you're giving them the benefit of the doubt to the point where they feel like they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do at that point. They can do whatever they want to do. It don't matter what they do. You don't accept it. They can be the most awful person. They don't have to say anything and you'll fill in the blanks for them. It's when you make excuses for the inconsistency, try to explain it away. They're busy. They're going through this. They're going through that. They're going through this. Everybody going through stuff. Everybody going through stuff. That don't matter. You going through stuff, but you still aren't inconsistent. Now, are you? And then the most insidious part of it to me is when they do show up occasionally. It's not if they were just consistently withholding or dismissive or whatever, it'll be easy to let this person go or not engage. But they do this thing where they give you just enough to make you believe that there's some hope, or that they will change, or that you'll get what you want, right? So basically waiting for them to become the person that they show you in flashes. In flashes. You start treating they bare minimum. You start treating the bare minimum, almost nothing, as a treat. That is the thing that will kill somebody's respect for you more than anything else. If you do that too many times, and they get in their head, unconsciously by the way, that you'll just forgive them, or you'll even make an excuse for them without them even having to, baby, why would they let you get away, all the way away anyway? They don't want you all the way either, because that's too easy. But they don't want you to go too far either, because when they need a little bit of validation, someone to make them feel good with no effort, they ain't got to do nothing at all. They want you right there waiting on them. Hell to the fucking no.